Hello and welcome to another episode of MindShareTV, where we explore the future of learning, leadership, and innovation. I'm Robert Martellacci, founder in MindShare Learning and MindShare Workspace here at the Air Mills location. Your host today, joining me, a thought leader who is helping redefine executive leadership in the age of AI, Sunil Sheoran, who is a seasoned management consultant and founder of Clariem, on the theme of new leadership challenges in an era of AI. With rapid technological investment, leaders are being tested like never before, and Sunil has developed a powerful framework to help navigate evolving terrain. Sunil, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you for having me. It's always fun conversations offline, and we
Absolutely.
share
We
our thoughts. Yeah.
greatly value you as a member of the MindShare Workspace for a number of years, and great things, great outcomes like this
Absolutely.
podcast that we envisioned, and as we adapt to the world of AI. Let's kick it off. Speaking of the world of AI, and how is it evolving at at lightning speed? Excitement is high, but so is uncertainty. What's your key message today for today's leaders?
Well, uh, the main thing I would say, Robert, is when there is too much noise, you got to have your own framework or frame of reference where you stand and see things so that you can make sense of it a little bit more cohesively for you in an integrated way that makes sense to you. So where I stand, I see when we talk about leadership in AI, there's all kinds of topics that get mixed up. So I say, let's separate out first thing, what are the evergreen or eternal challenges of leadership and what is new because of AI? So that's the first thing I say. And once you come in the new challenges because of AI, then you need to structure it. And that's where I call this framework as leadership challenge pyramid or leadership pain pyramid or leadership issues pyramid, whatever we call it. But basically, you need to get your head around the issues because of AI or specifically in this age, and don't let it mixed up with general stuff that general leadership stuff is. And then once you have a box around your your uh, your playground, then you can kind of decode and make sense of it a little bit better.
Fascinating. And so, can you unpack the leadership framework, pain pyramid a
Pyramid.
little bit for me?
So I say the pyramid has three layers in general. At the bottom layer is the human issues, which are kind of eternal, but at the same time, what is changing because of AI. At the top level is the strategic value, or every leader's goal is to take a certain group of people, certain team to a destination, a vision. So that's the vision part. And the middle layer is the operational pieces. That's the how pieces come together. So at this point, I'm focusing a little bit more heavily on the middle part, and that's where I think things are more tangible, where we can drive changes. So yeah, you got to have your basics right in terms of leadership, and then you need to know the big picture. But the middle layer is where the operational layer, where how you make things happen. That's where I like double click usually.
Thank you for that. So let's dive into your first leadership tension: opportunity versus clarity. We're
Yep.
surrounded by AI opportunities,
Mhm.
but you argue that clarity is the real issue. Can you unpack that for me?
Yeah. So in this framework that I was talking about, essentially I have found like five key themes that are specifically because of AI. And the first one is this opportunity versus clarity. So that's the business case. There have been huge investments in terms of AI infrastructure, uh, large language models, but still there is too much noise in terms of strategic sense making. So everybody needs to think where they fit and they need to solve it from their position. And I am specifically targeting my focus on leaders that drive a function or a particular center of excellence, basically a small group of people that drives really the business impact. That's like level 3 in Fortune 1000 companies, level 3, 4, 5. So that's where I say, but essentially, because there's too much noise, every leader needs to understand where they're playing and what is the mechanics through which they're going to win. So that's just the basic idea of opportunity and clarity. And then I guess we can double click on it as much as you want, or we can move on to just the.
Yeah, fascinating. My niece this weekend during Thanksgiving asked me a very astute question in grade 12, and she wants to pursue engineering as you have an engineering background. She said, Uncle Robbie, what does leadership in the age of AI mean to you?
Absolutely.
And
That's
an
very
interesting
insightful question. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's what I said. The bottom layer, like AI eternal, like leadership eternal questions are always there. But in the age of AI, leaders need to make sense of, really think where the opportunity is and where the noise is, where I can get distracted versus where the clarity is going to be. So that's a big thing. And that kind of takes my logical point to the second theme that I have identified is AI is often considered as an extension of this automation. Like the typical thing is, okay, you got technology,
Right.
so you automate stuff, things so fast, don't need too much, don't need to do too much. Now the AI agents are coming. How much you want to automate and how much you want to give to human beings. So those are like my initial thoughts on how you get your head around in the age of AI. After clarity, you need to focus on automation is inevitable, but that doesn't mean it's always going to drive value. So we need to be really crisp and clear about what really technology can do and what really human beings should do, and what's the right balance. And that's where the judgment and creativity of leaders come in play, so that they can design the right systems.
So number 3, you look at, thank you for that. You look at tension between experimentation and accountability. AI is evolving at a fast rate, and experimentation is essential. But large organizations still demand predictability and governance.
Mm-hmm.
It's a real conundrum. So how do leaders balance those opposing forces?
Yeah, in fact, I recently finished a project which was about optimization of AI investments. These investments go from small dollars of like, I don't know, $10,000, $20,000 to a few $100,000. And they had done about 100 of these investments. So if you multiply 100,000 by 100, that adds up pretty quickly. Now they're thinking, okay, if we have invested that much money, where do we really double click on it? And so this AI investment optimization, so for that, it's not just about a company doing things in one pocket. Typically in large companies, the investments are happening all over the place. And even if you come at a personal level, think of it, how many tools we use, the subscriptions we have, and they go haywire. They're scattered all over, fragmented.
Right.
So you need to, even in small teams, you need a decent governance. And in large enterprises, it's even more critical that you tighten the operating model and have a good adaptive operating models that really optimize the investments. So that's the only way you can scale up. Otherwise, it just becomes more and more chaotic. And the old saying goes, more things you have, more things can go wrong. So are you not going to experiment? You still need to do it. So that's where the right operating model comes in play.
Right. Thank you for that. So mention number 4, data is everywhere versus decision confidence. We've never had more access to data, yet decision confidence seems to be dropping. What's going on here?
So we have gone through a significant adjustment or evolution of, we didn't have enough information, so we lacked visibility. Now we are overwhelmed with with data. So this one is about asking the right question and having a mindset, probabilistic mindset, as a scenario-based mindset. So if you, as a leader, you are never going to get like 100% information, a certainty, deterministic scenarios that you solve for, but still you need to get right insights that make you confident that you can take an action and move forward. So from that perspective, it is about quality of data. It is building the right insights for you to move forward. So to me, this is the next level of maturity of a leader when you ask the right questions so that you can drive better decisions. So yeah, this is a critical thing, and that's where a whole lot of noise is there, and you need mature partners and a mature team to kind of make it happen.
Right. So are we technically, in your estimation, in the hype cycle of the, is that the, not Moore's Law, it's the, yeah, we've got that adoption cycle that we talked
Yeah,
about.
the Gartner always talks about the hype
Yeah.
cycle. Yeah.
Right. Where would you put us these days?
Well, yes, we are definitely at the peak of that hype cycle that Gartner talks about. Uh, Sometimes I compare it similar to 97, 98, when stock market was talked about, oh, it is in hype and it's going to, oh, it's like it's bloated, it's a bubble, it's going to go down, but still it continued for 3 or 4 years before things went down. So I'm not sure exactly how long the hype is going to keep going. And this technology is a little bit different than the previous ones because as we talked previously, if things can happen 2 or 3 times faster, we save significant percentage of our time, or we have surplus people. So previous technologies did not create that kind of tension. So yeah, in that sense, that's why these 5 tensions that I talk about and we had discussed previously is kind of intertwined with each other. So yes, we are at the peak of hype cycle, and I like to think I have some answers, and I always keep reminding myself that I don't have a lot of answers, and there's a category of answers I'll never have it. So
right, having asking the right questions too, isn't it?
Exactly. So finding your right place, having the humility to keep learning, and knowing that where your context is in hype cycle, so that you can make the right decisions and move forward.
So with that, in closing, the tension number 5, local wins versus enterprise integration. We've seen many successful AI pilots that never scale.
Yeah.
Why do many initiatives stall at the local level?
Well, this is sort of the talk in any large transformation program. They say about 70 to 75%. I mean, some people say 72% or whatever. Large initiatives that companies take don't succeed or reach their potential, whatever they had planned originally. And mostly about 70-75% reason is human beings. Now, this is even more chaotic, more complex, much faster, and so it is no surprise. So that's why these 5 tensions that we had mentioned, they need to be seen at the same time cohesively, and they need to be thought of an integrated system. And so once you look at all 5 together, and then these are pieces of puzzle on the chessboard, how you're going to move. And so this is my 5th key piece of puzzle that you need to bring it together. And I'm
fascinating.
Yeah, we can have like a more focused conversation on one of them, all of them, as we need to, and we can double click on each one of them and kind of go down the rabbit hole of each. Yeah,
absolutely. I think it makes for a great series. Is my one word for 2025 is #complexity. Taking a deeper dive into each of the tensions that you talk about would definitely be highly beneficial, but this is a great start. And
Yeah.
so before we wrap up, what's your final message to C-suite leaders tuning in?
Well, I would say know your place and have the humility uh, that there are certain answers you'll get easily. There are certain answers that require significant amount of effort, and there are certain answers which we just cannot have right now. They are just going to unfold with time. And at the same time, when we talk leadership, we want to be clear about where do we fit as a leader. Is it like I'm leading one or two people team in my particular small context, or I have a team that is like 5 people team or whatever, or am I head of a function, or do I own an entrepreneurial small company, small to medium sized company, or I'm driving a large initiative? So we just need to find our right place and then see it from that lens and have the humility of what we can and what we cannot do. And then
With
that would
that
be my main point. Yeah.
incredible insight, Sunil, thank you so much for a timely and actionable framework. Grateful for you taking the time with us today. To our viewers, this is the kind of leadership thinking we need more of as we navigate this AI-powered future. Be sure to follow Sunil's work at Clariem and check out the Executive Guide to AI Leadership. Until next time, my name is Robert Martellacci of the MindShare Workspace and MindShare Learning. If you're interested in AI and learning, be sure to join us at the Canadian Tech AI Summit. We're hosting October 29th to 30th at the University of Toronto in the great city of Mississauga. Until next time, stay healthy, stay safe, and keep the sales curve and learning curve steep.
Thank you, Robert.